as it all comes to light in the light of day in this heliocentric model. We'll count it back 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 here at twitch.tv/conspiracy horseman. The signal flare goes up. Infidel strutting, cutting here. It's the RAW. I still bring trouble to. Throw your raps in the sleeper hold quick to smother you. Dart, hit your breastplate. You meet your death date. Rook down to E4. Look, it's checkmate. And look, it's Hacker Hamin and Big Stevie Cool here. The veterans on your Friday locker room. Ultra Kayfabe Declassified here at twitch.tv/conspiracy horseman. YOLO. Good morning, Stevie.
Good morning. You got a slightly different camera angle there.
I do, yeah. Do I look smaller or bigger? I have the two laptops, and I'm tired of tilting the forward one down when I have to read copy, and I'm always like this. I can't see the chat, so I put it on top of the other one and tilted that forward. But I don't know. We'll see.
You look like you're at the news desk.
Okay. All right. If you think the angle works, or I don't want to look smaller. I've been putting in a lot of hours at Planet Shit List. And, I want to get my angles right. Make sure I can.
No, you don't have to worry about that. You going to do the Instagram influencer tummy tea thing where you do the little hip thing to the side?
Am I?
Stick your butt out? Is that the deal?
I have no ass. So probably not my best angle that way. And tummy influencing, definitely not a part of what I'm into. I don't think I'll be able to shine in that realm. All I can do is keep getting bigger baloney arms like Tommy Dreamer and try and shape up my chest in midsection. I have incredible natural legs, though. From skateboarding back in the day, like my legs are pretty toned, man. But it's all my midsection always. It's where I carry my weight.
There's a good story. Jeremy used to go back when we were tagging up, or in any match that we had, he would come back to Gorilla, and he would do the bicep thing like right in Vince's face sometimes.
Yeah.
And that one time he goes, "Get that stack of balonies out of my fucking face."
Who did that?
Vince.
No.
Vince and just flex
who flexed on him though?
Dreamer.
Oh, Dreamer. What? Yeah, dude. I feel like he and I have almost the exact same body issues, except he's got some butt to carry around and whatnot, but he carries his weight the same place I do. No matter how hard I work arms, definition is so hard. They just keep getting bigger and bigger, but just more round and round too. So it's, I don't know, whatever, man. I'm stronger and I'm faster and I'm lighter, I guess, and my cardio's up. That's how I measure it all.
It's true. Plus, Dreamer and just about a pound more of Oreos a day than you, so
I can go on a little bender here and there, but
I like Oreos and milk. I haven't had them in years. I think I'd be shut down for a couple days if I did it, but it still sounds good. It might be, after reading these press releases, I might need it.
Absolutely. I'm going to go and take my aggression out of the gym. Did 12 miles yesterday. I wanted to get some Cellucor C4. And it's just so goddamn expensive. So I looked what was next to it, and there was Nutrex pre-workout, and there's a concentrate one. And I was like, holy shit, it's half the price. Like some of the same ingredients. I looked it up, bodybuilding.com. People were like 4.6 out of 5 Meltzers, and fucking, I go, they said, it's the little scoop. They go, don't take a full one. I was on the floor. My heart was jumping out of my chest. So I take about a half of one of those, and dude, sweat was pouring out of me yesterday, as you saw in the Stevie Richards Fisner and Sacker Hamin media group support group there, dude. I was just laying down some calories, and I feel good off of that.
That's good. If you ever get a chance to try C4 Ripped Sport, Walmart and Target have it for like $23. So that's kind of the same thing with a little. I don't like the creatine. Creatine doesn't.
It's expensive, man. Like I got the C4 top one, and that was the small canister is $49.99.
Yeah.
And
there's another one.
This shit I got is like legal meth from Nutrex. Yeah. I think it's fucking crazy.
There's Vasofuel or something like that. Luke Hawks, I was down there in New Orleans, and I think I told you guys that like it was like a syrup, and you put it in the actual cap and you take it. Dude, I was like, I swear to God, I was doing kettlebell swings, and sweat was flying from there, flying about 7 feet and hitting the wall in a spray. So it got me going. I got a good pump off it.
Nice. Yeah, man. I'm not big fan of thinking about I don't know what's in there, and it tastes like sweet tarts or whatever. And you slam it back quick, and 20 minutes later you're fucking ready to run through a wall like the Incredible Hulk or the Kool-Aid Man or some shit, man. Like, but on that Nutrex, when I come off of it, there's no big crash or anything. It just kind of fizzles out and goes away. I know it lasts too, 55 to about an hour and 10 minutes. I'm still ready to go, dude. So
that's really good.
Yeah, I was surprised it actually works better than C4, which makes me believe there's 20% more Breaking Bad in it.
Buy a case of it because it's about to get taken off the shelves.
I'm not a fan of it because it's hard to control. It's not like I'll tell you this. I tried to work out with food in my stomach one of the first times. It fucking turned my guts over. So I work out empty stomach on it. It's not. It can't be good for you. And our new sponsor, Nutrex, concentrate fucking crystal meth workout pre-workout. But it's been going good, man. And I come back and do Stevie Richards Fitness here. Bands, especially to work on my shoulders. They've been snapping a lot now that I've been doing a lot of more heavy lifting. So I just trying to keep everything loose with that, and then keep my arms going as well.
Do the mobility workout before and after.
Yeah.
The video. You need me to send it to you again?
I'd love it, absolutely. But I was about to make a joke like before, after what? After I edit the improv or the impact attack.
Before and after your workout.
This one, before I do. Right there is.
It'll take 5 to 7 minutes to do it, and you'll feel a lot better. Good. You got to do it every workout.
I need to. This one is janky, and left side getting worked for 13 years. That's just going to happen, I guess. But yeah, last night was a lot of fun again, man. Conspiracy Horseman, twitch.tv/Conspiracy Horseman. As we head into World War III, I've got all these other shit headlines up, and I didn't even bring up Drudge Report this morning. We had some pretty hardcore talk on the impact attack yesterday too, and you might like it, Stevie. I want you to kind of listen to it because I do a big shoot on the indies in the Northeast and talk to CW and just how some guys listen and some guys don't, and they asked me some questions about being a promoter and things like that. And, there's opportunity there for us to run an online promoter school. I know Seidel and Silvio just did their online thing. I think there's an opportunity there to help correct the biz in a Patreon way because we're giving all this information away on Raw and SmackDown Review, on all these shows, and I don't mind having great content for our listeners. But these promoters are out there fucking up constantly when they could be pushing the long-term business, getting their gates up, doing the extra work, but they just don't know, don't show, or don't care about what's going on in the hood. So they need kind of an online course, and I'm tired of giving them the information I paid $6,000 to rip for and paid my dues, and then it not getting applied the right way.
There's no doubt we have the infrastructure and the knowledge to be able to put that on a Skillshare type thing or something, or even Vimeo, and we can have a platform to do it and be the first or maybe the second, but we can definitely do that. I'm definitely interested to see what Chris and Matt did with that, how it was presented and how it was produced. But you could do it with Switcher Studio. Just set up iPhones. And some other stuff, iPhones in the corners and saying just get everything and have somebody switching off.
Yeah, I agree with that. Cool. It'd be dope. I also, Strangler Steve was asking me about, am I going to go back to teaching at all? Because I do love it. But that's the thing. People always, you actually put my feet to the fire, and this is kind of not been a ball drop, but when I come back from Hamin, I'm going to maybe start putting up a Patreon of my own. But it's not going to be based around wrestling and things. It's going to be based around my marketing tactics and how I do things and what I see ad-wise and trends and how to build your business and how to create content and what you need to do to be a producer.
Why not put that in an e-course? There's so many delivery methods for that.
Yeah, well, that's why I think I may do like a 3 video session thing that are like 3 hours each, like a 9-hour intensive, and sell that because that'll take some production and time because I'll have to cut in a lot of examples of what I'm talking about and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to charge crazy for it either. I want to sell it to people. Shout out to the chat room this morning here at twitch.tv/Conspiracy Horseman. Fitzy 1B Collins, some Punk, Sonic's in there. And Black Shreds, let me see if I'm missing anybody that looks like about it. There's 13 people. That's people who are chatting anyway. Black Shreds asked me what was up with the Ascension. Did that fall through? I don't think fall through, but I know APOC, he was having a bunch going on when he was moving to Florida. I'll actually reach out to him today. I appreciate you lighting that fire. But sometimes, I put out a thing on my Twitter, and it wasn't a shot at APOC or anything like that because they just got released, and I get it. And I'm looking forward to being on shows with them on the indies a lot here. I really look forward to being on a show with my Conspiracy Horseman brothers, the Ascension, and the Spirit Squad all in 2020. I feel like that's going to happen, that show, where we'll all just be laughing our ass off, all those guys. That'll be a fucking fun locker room when that goes down. But yeah, sometimes you feel like, all right, give them a little space to breathe. But I put up a thing on my Twitter, who the fuck is more flakier to land for interviews, like comedians or wrestlers poll, because dude, I'll hit up and huge mark for ECW. You guys know I hit up Just Incredible, be like, yeah man, I'm ready to come on, and like it just doesn't work out, like for the third time. Or me and APOC will be texting all day long, and Rick Victor, what I want to call him, and and then when it comes to, hey, dude, you want to record? Oh, I got to go do this right now, and I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna, what have you. So, and then there's people in Chicago in comedy who are celebrities in their, small circle, in their comedy bubble, who should be getting a shine and wanting to get their name out there. And I'm giving them a fucking platform of all new people to be followers and interested in them. And they act like, yeah, I want to do it. And then, dude, it's like fucking pulling teeth to get them to make time or come on. And I'm on from 6 a.m. till midnight, Stevie. You know that. You see when the Dippin' Donuts tweets go up, yeah. And you see what time the production gets shut down, and that's 7 days a week. So there's no excuse to me of like, unless I'm recording something with Russo or you that we have to on a schedule of like, yeah, I'm always flexible. I'm like, whenever you want to go, man, let's do it. And everyone's like, yeah, but producer's going to produce, and guests are going to do what they want to do. I guess that's just how it is. So I try not to get too upset about it. I just say, all right, wasn't meant to be at this time, stars aren't aligned. And then somebody like Bill Savely will hit me up, who I've been wanting to have on Hamin, which he was on episode 7, and it was an awesome time. So I don't know, man. That's just how it is in the biz. Entertainment people are flaky, but I will take that as a sign to hit him up today and say, hey, what's up? So maybe we'll get that done. You never know. Look for the signal flare to go up here at twitch.tv/Conspiracy Horseman, and could be Rick Victor here anytime. So yeah,
it's kind of tough. I mean, you're with where we are. It's a little bit different because people who know us, like, yep. I get contacted about podcast interviews and other things, and
right.
You got to kind of pick and choose in a way because we only have so much energy and so much time throughout the day to do that. And, I'm honored that people reach out about that stuff, but I'm trying to, the ones that want to, there's been ones too that have said, we don't just talk about wrestling. We want to promote your fitness brand. We want to do this and that. And the interviews has turned out to be nothing. Like maybe one question, hey, where can they find your fitness stuff? And everything else is the standard. What was Raven like in ECW? What was this guy like? What did you work with Rock and all this stuff? And that's cool, because everybody's got to start somewhere. But this case is people telling us and coming to us saying, yeah, we want to be on, we want to do it. And then like not even canceling. You're trying to get in touch with them during the show. And I can see why Jericho puts a lot in the queue too, because he gets it done and he doesn't have to have the stress
right
of finding a new guest every week.
Yeah, his stuff is long-term overview stuff. A lot of things we do are right in the moment, like these news shows, locker room shows, or Conspiracy Horsemen and World War III. So yeah, I get it totally. Somebody asked me, Dave, WT47 says, Ben, what do I think of Anthony Jeselnik? I like his style. I've never worked a show with him. He was more, I think, an LA guy. He wasn't doing Chicago work. He's over, his name. He's written for people in New York City, and just his voice is his voice. Once you see in his bit, if you like him, you do. If you don't, you don't. I think it's the same way with, What the hell's the dude who blew up big and did all the arena shows? Good looking guy, early 2000s.
Dane Cook.
Dane Cook. You either like him or you don't. My wife likes him. I'm not, a big fan of the delivery. I get it. He's a fucking millionaire, so he's not sweating what the fuck I think. So that's that. Right off Drudge Report on the main headline. Trump at the podium, back from the brink, standing down. Trump says, let's make a deal or our missiles bigger. Army warms, or our missiles bigger. I don't know why did he say that? That sounds stupid. He must have. Army warns of draft hoax. That's just a headline. And then Iran says, we only gave you a slap, which popped the shit out of me. So the Iran gimmick infringement. Right Iran gimmick infringement, $5 face slap shirts. What if they attacked all wearing bin Hamin $5 face slap shirts? Like that was the new Iranian army. I mean, it's pretty close green to what they wear.
Yeah. Oh, it's tough, man. Everybody's got their little spin on it, and it's all either damage control, Operation Mockingbird, PSYOP, propaganda. I like the thing I sent this morning that said, what did it say? How dare Iran put their country in the middle of our
middle, yeah. They dropped this country right in the middle of all our military bases. What do they expect? And now, like, that seems like containment, but to them, that seems like fly swatting. Like they have their choice of, they could do a misdirection spot one way and hit the other one heels way hard, right? Like somebody does the jump up over on one border, but the real thing was to fucking smash into that whole base and take all the weapons and murk everybody. It could possibly happen that way. Big evil Pops in there says, Hamin media has been off the charts the last few months. Dane Cook is overrated. So that's it. And then Shane O says Iron Sheik gonna make Trump humble old country way. I don't know. Maybe that's GGP under a Shane O name.
Dude, I wouldn't put it past Trump to have sit down with Sheik and just mock this whole fucking thing, right?
Right. That would get it over.
I'm friends with the Iranians. Look, here's my best friend, the Iron Sheik.
Yeah, what are they gonna say? Oh man.
Right, I guess we got to get to it.
Yeah, dude. There's a lot of them too. Fuck. Oh man. Out of the gate, Soraya Knight shoots down that Paige Royal Rumble rumors. So now Soraya Knight is taking to social media to shoot down the recent rumors. Reports claiming her daughter Paige will be in the Royal Rumble this year. The Rumble has started to take on a life of their own on social media earlier this week, with different people claiming that Paige was going to be a surprise competitor in the Rumble. However, her mother, Soraya, has gone on Twitter saying that it's not happening, adding that she will never wrestle again due to the risk of paralysis. So that's that. And people are not making fun of, Paige's weight, but if you're going to be out of the ring and be comfortable, and just like a human, it takes a lot to get back into ring shape for sure if you're a diva. So that might be like there's only a week or two away too, because Royal Rumble, you could take your own bump. She doesn't need to take a big clothesline and whatnot. She can get eliminated on something small that's safe, but whatever. She even tweets.
We discussed.
Go ahead.
Is this still the same story?
She tweets out, the former Divas Champ tweet claiming her glory days are far from over, which has gotten a lot of people's hopes up in return, but due to the severity of her injury, it seems like that's very lucky what happened. She tweeted, I get told that my glory days are over with my career, that I'm a slut because of the crap that got released about me. Just know, again, people make mistakes when they're young. I'm not that person. Also, my glory days are far from over. Or did I read that? Glory hole days are far from... No, just glory days. Glory.
I was coming. I knew.
Glory days.
I was coming. Let me ask you a question. You being... you were talking about social media and marketing and all this other stuff. How did my thing end up on the inside here? More importantly, got to deal with important things.
It's all good.
Oh, yeah. When your hoodie... the Paige Royal Rumble rumors compared to my string on my hoodie here.
Right.
Marketing, social media, staying relevant. If people are getting their hopes up to hopefully see you in the Rumble and they're thinking about you, why would you shut it down? No, sorry. Yeah. I mean, first of all, why would you sell for it on Twitter? Because that's like us talking about Tom Brady. Like, what team's he going to go to? Is he going to go to the LA Chargers? And him tweeting back, no, I'm not. And you're like, oh, okay. Like, and he just blew his name in the 24-hour news cycle in sports.
Yeah.
Like, why would she do that? I mean, is it just, what, you're wrong, the fans are wrong. The fans can be wrong, but they're interested. Why are you doing that?
What's crazy is she comes from a family of workers and keeps selling for them. And I've heard there's heat with the family and WWE over there based on all that NXT UK stuff. Old Athers was kind of scooping me to it a little bit, and that they're like, it's bad blood. So here she is in the middle, again. But that, like, it's things like people make mistakes when they're young. I'm not that person. The payday from the movie comes in. The tweets right before this one are about her new 7,000 square foot house, how she loves it, and is like doing the Twitter brag and then defending it and selling for them again. So there is no, like, when they're young, okay, you get banged out on a 2-camera shoot, by Woods and Beef, and like, you're like, okay, that's one thing. And then all these other shits get released. You can't put the camera down while you're, masturbating or whatever. You need to have this shit. So there's some weird sexual millennial dysfunction that way, where you don't care enough about your $1 million contract and job that this shit keeps on happening. And it just, there is, the grow up just means you haven't been caught on camera having sex, but you're still doing, look at the house I got, everybody. Look at me shining. Like, you're turning around and buying, with the money you made off of that movie, a big fucking spot right away. That's not growing up. Turning around and spending it, investing something wise for the future. That's what it is. And if that's how it went, you wouldn't be going to Twitter to brag about it. So the growing up process, the mentality it seems like bad judgment even still, man.
A 7,000 square foot house. Like, what kind of deal is she getting through Fox or WWE? Is it really $1 million contract? Did that movie make money to where she got enough? Dude, I'm scared for this generation. Even if they are getting paid like that, I just feel like social media, like you said, social media, they have to put out there how well they're doing. And we have, I think I've told you the story off camera, maybe on camera. Here in the Atlanta area, it really is like backyard Hollywood. It is like all style and no substance. We don't care if you're leasing that Mercedes, it's a Mercedes. We don't care if you don't have furniture or food in that big, gorgeous house, as long as when somebody drives by, they said, Paige owns that house.
Right.
Isn't that cool?
Right.
It's like we talked about it, like even before we started recording today, I was talking about Instagram and like, I'm kind of at a standstill of followers, but I want to reach out to a new audience to try to sell programs. That's the case. Conversions. I don't want 100,000 followers just to tell you, hey, I have 100,000 followers. That just means more people may buy my programs. That's the way workers should think, like how to make money and then how to save it, so you don't have to fucking dance for Vince or Tony Khan or anybody else anymore.
Absolutely.
That's what a work. Kevin Nash is a prime example. Get in, make your Ultimate Warrior. Get in, make your money, and get out, and then just try to cash in off the fame you made at the top. Isn't that the formula?
Yeah, pretty much. But again, a 7,000 foot house, Big Evil Pops is in Kensington. I'm not sure. Does that mean that's more?
Kensington and Philly is not a good neighborhood. Kensington's in London.
Yeah. So I don't know.
So the Queen gets about 75% off that. Royal family.
So, like just putting on airs, man, when you come from a carny white trash wrestling family who, they didn't sign the brother, all that is heat. Like, I don't know, dude. Because look at Paige. Let's fast forward 10 years from now. What's the prospects look like for her?
Women in general, it's pretty rough. And you do women in general, and this generation is quickly recycled for the next generation of NXT lookalikes.
Yeah.
So we talked about it before. These kids are chewed up and spit out by the time they're 25. Mm-hmm. And they don't even know what an indie is and how to work. At least she knows. But an indie over in England is not going to pay for your 7,000 square foot house. And is she flying to and from England to LA? That's rough on your neck and spine if you have that kind of injury.
Yeah. Here's what I'm not seeing, right? 7,000 foot house, the brag stuff, that's fine. Young and with money, new money, all good. Do your thing, kid. But like, if you're out there with your head up, shining like that, whatever their IRS is, somebody's looking to play whack-a-mole on you. So you don't let them know what the fuck you have. Like, that's rule one. Like, you don't want to be like, oh, she's got that. What else does she got? How did she get that? Is all the taxes paid on that? Everyone's going to fucking know that then they're going to come with their hand out and they're going to hit you and they're going to take their little piece sycophantically off of you, whether it's government or family or whatever the fuck, The other part of that is I don't see her becoming an entrepreneur and businesswoman in person. Like, that's what I'm saying. 10 years from now, what is the money going to be? Look at what she is, this goth but sexy, heavy makeup, powdered. Why isn't she working with some up-and-coming makeup deal as a spokesperson where her face is all over London? She's like, then she needs to be transitioning out of, like, the wrestling thing is just whatever. Like, she needs to be on billboards for whatever up-and-coming cool young girl makeup thing it is that's not the old person one while she's got the time. I don't see her thinking or making moves like that or the outside stuff. It's just like, yeah, I'm still back on Fox, baby girl, and now I've got a $7,000 house. Kisses, bitches. Like, okay. Like, that's the extent of it, man.
Maybe she has tried. We don't know for sure. Maybe there's something going on. Maybe she is doing some sort of deal. I mean, is she still on Total Divas?
I think so, yeah.
I wonder if there's money involved with that. And that would be the next logical thing if you're on that show. That's probably more of the pathway to get that deal. Like the Bellas get their deal with the clothes and all that stuff, right?
So next year, Paige, Hall of Fame 2021.
I bet you.
Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic begins.
Did you forget about the Bellas being inducted this year?
No, possibly? I did. That's why I said it. Like,
okay.
Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic begins, which tag team advances. The highly anticipated Dusty Rhodes Classic kicks off during last night's NXT with 2 quarterfinal matches taking place. Let's see. The UK Tag Team Imperium takes on the Forgotten Sons. Imperium ended up earning the win. Will now face the team of Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne or Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster in the next round. In the other quarterfinal match last night, Undisputed Era took on UK's Gallus. But this time it was NXT brand who won the match. The NXT Tag Champions will now go on to face either grizzled young veterans, that pops me, or the Time Splitters. I don't know any of these teams.
I was very happy at Kushida and Alex Shelley. I was very happy to see Alex Shelley working. I didn't watch it, but good. I don't even know if they did it yet. But I was happy to see Alex Shelley. He's one of the good guys in the business, so good for him.
I like those names, Time Splitters and Grizzled Young Vets. That pops me. It makes me want to know more about them just based on their name. The big question I have here is the Dusty tag thing disrespectful, a shot, or perfectly fine to run?
In what way would it be?
Because they know they're in war with Cody and AEW, and the NXT and AEW are head-to-head. Cody relies on the dad thing, and now they're doing, not that Dusty didn't have a huge influence on NXT. I'm just saying, are they doing it now when they could have put it on the shelf just to go, fuck you, we'll use your dad's name? Or is it truly respectful of what Dusty would have wanted, or are they pimping it out, and it's just a shot at AEW that they'll use it?
No, I think to an extent it's truly respectful, while again, like using Dusty's name to put a little bit on the tag, just having a regular tag team tournament.
Sure.
Would be, they can always make it the Triple H tag team tournament. I'm sure that'll eventually, he'll, bump Dusty out and do it that way. You were the one that said, and I thought it was like, they would never do it because I think this shows how much respect Hunter has for Dusty being there, and all the NXT people have with Dusty's legacy. Even though he's just kind of telling you, from what I've seen and heard, just telling you the obvious stuff to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just turn yourself up to 11, baby, and all that shit. But he deserved to get a paycheck at his point, being a legend and everything. He can say and do whatever the fuck he wants. I still, just in theory, love the fact that Hunter or Vince would go out there on Raw or SmackDown and destroy the Dusty statue. That's just fucking heat, dude.
Yeah.
You want to talk about, like, people would still be talking about that right now. Or get a heel to do it. You know what I mean? To get the heels some heat would be.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's a lot.
You did my throne. I have a statue you might be familiar with.
That's what kills me, like, where they're missing big opportunity here, because, one of my clients, 7th inning stretch in Cooperstown, in the Hall of Fame right there, their store is as much a draw as the Hall of Fame is, with the autographs and memorabilia they got in there. But why there isn't the physical Hall of Fame at NXT? Because the smart shots are the covert things after Cody would have fucking smashed the throne. Somebody's got to come up and talk to Triple H. He's just in the big room with all the statues that they've had made, from Warrior to Dusty, but he's leaning against the Dusty one, or the Dusty one's just right behind him, and he's just texting, and somebody walks up to him. It's the small symbolic things in the background, you know what I mean? Where they can get the shots, and where he even pays respect, where he doesn't do anything like that. At the end of the promo of whoever it is, some dumb little bullshit side business or whatever, he turns, looks at the statue, pulls out a handkerchief, takes a smudge that was on it and wipes it off, cleans them up, and then shuts the lights off on the fucking Hall of Fame for the night right there, and then walks out of the scene. Don't got to say nothing. The best acting we do is when we say nothing at all. Show, don't tell. I think things like that would be awesome. You know what I mean? But there's no, and you want to get these marks out of NXT who are giving you a false positive, and you want to make it a draw while you're in Orlando, you got to have an interactive Hall of Fame experience, just like that comedy museum I went to in Jamestown, man. Like, I don't know why it's not done already.
Can you imagine how hard Cody would sell on Twitter if those little digs at the Dusty statue or at whatever?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's selling for fans that said, why don't you reach out to Russo? Like, imagine if you actually did something that really did kind of like hit it. I'm not saying it's fair, but isn't all fair and love and like ratings wars?
Yeah, love and war. Absolutely, man.
Well, if there really is a ratings war, I mean, it doesn't feel like there's any sense of urgency on either.
Well,
side.
if both of your core audiences are hardcore internet users, they're going to be right to Twitter on that. Where if Cody takes a low road and smashes a thing to, like, symbolizes the chains are broken, it's a new era, though he held guys down, and then game doesn't sell hard, but you do it with symbolism in the back, and it just, that Cold War stuff is beautiful, right? Like, that's what gets people talking on Twitter. That's what gets people brought back to the show, because you don't know what they're going to do next. The wrestling doesn't matter. It's like, what's the real politics that we don't know that they're going to put in the show, right? That's the fucking awesome stuff.
I was going to say, even little things like you sell the Dusty Tag Team Tournament shirt, and a portion of the proceeds goes so Cody can trademark another pay-per-view that we're not going to use anyway. Like little digs like that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Why not?
Why not, dude?
You can have Chi-Town Rumble here. We'll throw you a little bit on that.
A lot of good stuff, man. Awesome. Oh,
people would hate us in the writing room. You think they would hate us or love us?
That, or I would even I would trademark shit that's a complete dig on them. Like instead of the Young Bucks, you put the Young Stags and things like that, like, and trademark everything around it, and then just release that to the sheets of, like, we don't care, we'll spend $300 just on a fuck you to trademark things, because it waters down the other brand.
Yeah. Do you have a press release on the Bucks at that basketball game?
I don't. Oh, let me see here. What was it?
Somebody posted in your group on Facebook about that, and like no reaction, man. They did the double super kick to some guy, the set of bullshit like halftime or between quarters
yeah.
thing, and they double super kicked the guy.
The Young
And
Bucks make an appearance.
they tried to get like a Grizzlies chant or something in Memphis, like the old, like the Braun Strowman, like, "Hey, come on!"
Yeah. So we are all elite now, but it didn't go over. The crowd's just sitting there,
Dude,
nobody's up.
It's a terrible feeling. I'm not saying like this is sort of like, hey, Shawn Michaels did it in San Antonio and people pop because the casual fan remembers Shawn Michaels. I mean, it's his hometown too. That always helps. Also, I would look at that and say we're not reaching enough casual fans. Like, it's a very, very small reaction.
Yeah.
Maybe people like right there seeing it happen, but you get what I mean. Like, you have to be very, very honest in your self-assessment and go, whoa, wait, maybe people we thought everybody knew who we were, and they kind of don't. So how do we reach these NBA fans to get them to watch?
Yeah, I don't know. I think, that looked like it fell flat. I just watched it, unfortunately, for those dudes. But they're getting more exposure, even though, good rib or whatever.
I mean, I would do it too. They've done Memphis done like Swinger had the best thing. Well, Swinger was doing something with Lawler and Buff Bagwell and getting paid pretty well to do like a little halftime wrestling match. Like, that's, I don't care. You don't have to react as long as the bank reacts when I bring the check.
What I would have done was the classic Inspector Gadget bit. I would have done something with a slam dunk contest and brought out Marco's stunt, but he is, 8.5, 9 feet tall, and then the big jacket comes off and he's standing on Luchasaurus's shoulder, who walked him out there to win the slam dunk contest or whatever. Like, as he walks away, like he's hanging from the rim or whatever, and Luchasaurus walks out. Something comedy-wise that way. You got to do a bit. Like, that's them thinking the super kick's over and everybody knows about it. Nobody knows.
And what are you going to do? The guy's just going to get up and brush himself off and go back to, like, he can't lay there forever, right?
Dead
like
sold, right? You got to get somebody to come get him, right? Good stuff. WWE signs 20-year women's wrestling veteran Mercedes Martinez. Independent wrestling vet Mercedes Martinez has signed, as confirmed by Meltzer Seltzer. She's expected to begin work at the PC in a few weeks. In her 2-decade career, Martinez, 39, has wrestled all over the world, including Australia, Canada, England, and Japan. Earlier in her career, she was a mainstay on the U.S. Northeast indie scene, later expanding with promotions like IWA, Mid-South, and the start of all promotions, Shine and Shimmer. Martinez has won over 24 titles, including all the Tape Trader Masturbator titles, and she was in the Mae Young Classic tournament. 39, signing somebody. Interesting.
Yeah.
I like that. CM Punk, we'll come back to that. That's a big one. Another, this headline popped me. I hate these headlines, are ridiculous. Come on, Mike, kill him. Another major name who reportedly will not face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 36. It's Edge. It will not be Edge.
I couldn't. It won't be me either, or anybody else who's had neck fusion surgery.
It's not gonna be. I don't know. It's not going to be superstar Billy Graham. It's not going to be
Andre the Giant.
No, it won't be him. Who else might it not be? Might not be Hogan.
Chris Benoit, he's out.
Yeah, Benoit's not going to be in there. Like, these fucking stupid headlines. Which star will not be facing? Or Big Cat, Ernie Ladd. I nailed it. I knew he wouldn't face him.
George Hackenschmidt.
Fucking sheets.
The Iranian general.
Oh, man. Ruby Riott at WWE Performance Center following double shoulder surgery. Ruby Riot's back. After being out of action since May 2019, she intentionally underwent surgery on her right shoulder and later in summer returned for surgery on the left. NXT superstar Rachel Evers excitedly noted earlier in the week that she was able to work out with Riot. Good indication her recovery is going well. Sends out a thank you from her Twitter. Yeah, I'm very happy to see that too. Unique look, can work. And I know she was very charitable to some people while she was on the shelf, not making money on the road with people who needed something. I can't remember which GoFundMe it was, but I know she gave to somebody that really needed it, whether it was an ODB thing or somebody else. I can't remember what it was, but pretty positive and charitable person, OVW sister. So I hope she gets a good push, but it seems like the Riot Squad's all done. Absolutely, right? We've got Liv in this lesbian angle new thing, and Sarah Logan is got camo pants on and a lot of cleavage and some face paint on. I mean, not sure what that really amounts to.
I don't know. Double shoulder surgery, is that something she got while wrestling there, or did she have that before?
I mean, she came through OVW. She worked indies before that, and then she was on the road. Even though it's working 6 women, or she didn't work a lot of singles, but the one got done, and I imagine they were just both scheduled, blown out. Who knows?
If she got that hurt in WWE, that just speaks to, once again, what we talk about a lot.
Yeah.
With what can happen,
Dude, I turned on Impact yesterday. And they're doing really good setup with Tessa and Sammy, pre-tapes and whatnot of them talking real. Sammy talking about losing his parents and wrestling his family, da-da-da. And they cut to Tessa, and she's very more articulate and eloquent than I've seen her, and talks very well. Magnum TA's in it, but she's got a fucking terrible black eye, dude. And I'm just thinking to myself, you give me an elbow, I'll fucking no-sell give you an elbow. I'll give you fucking one. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just like, that's like, that tells the tale. And no matter what you want to say, just get your shit in. We got to go strong style like the guys to get respect instead of being the crown jewel of wrestling on the show of women, of what we need to be. And we just got to do it. And what happens? Big fucking black eyes.
What do you think gave it to her, Sammy?
I think they wanted to sell it like that from the backstage beating that they left on 2-3 weeks before Christmas, but unless they pre-taped it right after that, and he did, like, it was, within that like week after, I gotta say, pick any indie show that you want where those girls are working, and that shit could have happened.
Well, have fun.
She'll be
Everybody have fun. This is Jim Cornette had the best line ever, and I know you remember it. It used to be, what did it say? It used to look real and nobody got hurt.
Yeah.
Now
it looks like shit and everything.
Fake and everybody gets hurt, or it looks stiff as shit.
That's Rip 101,
it looks like
dude.
Shit and it fucking hurts like hell.
Yep. That's 100% Rip. I bet even he took that line from Rip. Because he don't know, because Cornette's not taking anything. What's Cornette take? A fucking grab by the tie and threaten and one punch and bump? He's not in there taking fucking a bunch of bullshit.
well, here's the thing too. I Pop It On works a snug style. I work a little snug, and when we hear that, it's kind of like, ooh. I've never hit anybody in the face or the nose or the eye. They're like all this right here. Here, maybe a little bit, chest, back, leg kicks, whatever it might be, a little bit behind a slam or a suplex, or I've never hurt anybody because this is the point right here. This is how we make movies.
Yeah.
But this right here, the front of the face and just the jaw area, you can avoid it so easily because the second you hit that, not only the black eye, broken jaw, teeth, nose, but then a person's hitting the back of their head on the mat because they're knocked out before they even hit, or they have no time to talk because you're following through with a real punch or kick. It's just, it's so unnecessary. It's kind of like just reinventing the wheel or flying internationally to go next door. Like, why are you doing all this stuff to simulate something in the end that's not going to look like the fight or the struggle that it's supposed to be? And it really is the struggle.
Yeah.
They do moves, and people get hurt, and you see the result of it. But at the same time, the struggle of getting to the move and getting to the finish and getting to the win or the loss is what keeps people's attention. Not, hey, look, I got a black eye. Well, how did you do that? Oh, is it an indie show? I'm not going to see that. Why would I emotionally invest in that?
Right.
I don't know if it's making any sense, but it's just.
No, it definitely is. I think here's the thing, though. What didn't stand out to me, she's there with a fucking dark black shiner. Never references it once that Sammy did this to me. You think I can't take a punch, Sammy? Like, doesn't put it over. So the fact that they don't put it over to me is we were working the indies and some shit happened. And they don't even know that this could be the catalyst of that. Because the whole thing with intergender wrestling is a man going to punch a woman in the face and how's she going to take it, right? So the fact that they didn't even build the promo around that, I was kind of like, ugh, okay. The rest of the work was good, but that also just shows to me that we're going to work the main event just like the guys are, and we're going to wrestle. Okay. Okay. Matt and Jeff Hardy update. PW Insiders reporting that Matt Hardy's contract expires on March 1st unless Hardy signs between now and then. He'll be free to go where he pleases. According to the site, now Hardy is used and the company is more important to him than money right now. Hardy has been preparing for his exit with a series of videos entitled Release the Delete. As for Hardy's brother Jeff, he's scheduled for January 13th hearing regarding his most recent DWI. His contract with WWE has expired at the same time as Matt's, or does not, excuse me. I gotta get a drink of water, my voice is going. And the company has been pushing for Hardy to address his personal issues. According to the site, Hardy has been working hard to address his health. Everyone at ProWrestling.com wishes Jeff Hardy well in his recovery. To follow up on that, Matt reveals behind-the-scenes details on the final deletion. He just released a YouTube video. You can go to his channel. It says, quote, "We did this pretty quick in the grand scheme of things. We started about 3 p.m. The first shot that we did was the actual first shot that you see of the final deletion, Maxwell's birthday party, which was at the Dome of Deletion. That was the very first thing we shot that day, and the next thing was that we shot was at Jeff's house with the Vanguard 1 shows up and the drones, and he's swatting them with a guitar. That was shot then. Then the next thing we shot was when we were at the battlefield with Senior Benjamin, and he was digging, and you could see it was starting to become dusk. It's almost nighttime. That was the next thing we shot. Once it got dark, he goes through this whole thing, shot by shot. Puts over Borash and, everybody in the family and Kevin Keenan. So shout outs to everybody. I don't see Jimmy's name in there. Maybe he did the second part. But yeah, man, I don't know. You think he's going to re-sign? You think, three babies, that it's just family man, do what you got to do, or they're in a good enough spot and AEW and them have a good enough relation where they're actually going to give him carte blanche and go and do what he wants to do. I see him sticking with WWE.
It all depends. It all depends because, man, could AEW use the broken universe?
Yeah. But
he'll leverage both and get the best deal he can.
Sure.
He ain't going to go back to Impact. There's no money there for him there.
No. Plus him and Ed Nordhelm ended pretty badly.
But they took a picture afterwards, didn't they? Didn't they squash that?
Oh, I don't know. I could be wrong there.
I mean, what do you think?
I just want to see the man be able to paint the masterpiece he deserves to be able to paint. And if that means average money in WWE with 5 to 10 minutes on the shows where he gets to do what he wants, that's what I'm all for. This guy is, what you got with Bray Wyatt and what we're all pumped up about, Matt can give you twice that, 3 times that, with, better and more loyal people tuning in who want to come just see it every week. And he knows what's cool. He knows what's in the industry. He knows where he can take the shots at AEW covertly, where they're not going to be pissed, and it's comedic and it's satirical, and he'll take them at WWE and Ace and whoever the fuck too. Russo. Like, just let this artist be unchained, even if it's under your umbrella. Like, what the fuck, man? That's all I want. So either one, AEW, I don't think AEW's prepared to get his stuff over the right way. Like, I don't think their writing, their mindset, their business, where it's at right now, can handle the level of creativity it's going to take to really let Matt Hardy paint with all the brushes he needs to.
Can't trust him. Talking about the company, talking about Vince. I don't think you can trust him.
No. Well, it's a way to protect Jeff, too. Because if Jeff does have health issues and you don't want him on the road, DWI risks and shit like that, but you want him on your TV, you put him in the movie.
Let's talk about this in a real corporate world, or our skill set and what we do. We've managed to at least telecommute or do virtual stuff or do stuff we can do at home. But there's still this thing where the boss and the company needs to have you behind a cubicle or inside a cubicle or in an office. They need to see you.
Yeah.
They need to be there and need to have the power in case they decide, oh, by the way, I want you to do this. Mm-hmm. You have to give up 8 hours of your life for them to be able to see you doing your work, not actually doing the work and seeing the result.
Right.
The analogy is that even though they would draw way more money staying in Cameron, North Carolina every day of their life, having the production, investing all that, getting the things that are easier to get. You don't have tapes. You can digitally get high def, 4K, whatever you need, instantly up to Stanford. Vince would still want them on the road so he can see them at TV, so they could, quote, earn their money. Is anything I'm saying off base?
No, I mean, you just got to teach them about Dropbox, I guess, would be the Dropbox. Dropbox. What the hell is it? Drop my pants. I'll show you my box. Yeah. Like, dude, yeah, like that's the thing. This guy's got 3 kids, wants to be home during the prime years, watching them walk and learning how to talk and those brother moments and teaching them. Just let them do the movie. They come in for the pay-per-view to do the payoffs. They show up on one show to do a Houdini magic thing. That's all you need from them. But
Vince will lose the one thing and why he pays these people for their misery.
Because they control. Yeah, it's true. But is that worth giving up to win back 500,000 viewers who want to see what Matt Hardy's created?
Is 500,000 viewers going to get hit Fox to give him any more money, or Saudi Arabia at this time?
There you go, man. Great point.
I'm not saying dude, the whole world is wrong with this archaic slavery system of 9 to 5, which turned into 8 to 5, by the way, because you don't get paid for your lunch anymore. That kind of shit where they're squeezing more and more out of these people I'll tell you right now, you'll probably pop for this, that fucking phony ass Christian work ethic indoctrination.
Yeah.
Christian work ethic is where this came from. You have to, and the Red Badge of Courage are grinding and hustling. They can have fun. They can get shit done. What it would do too is it would send a message to the locker room that Vince doesn't want sent.
Yeah.
Holy shit. These guys are getting over without even like ever being here or getting on a plane or, having to spend 16 hours around these crazy fucks. What can I do? It's going to cause too much of a problem.
It seems to, like, I totally get it, and absolutely that's 95% the way it is, but if they could get it over, it seems like that 500,000 would be worth it for Vince to give up that power, not because the money changes, but because of the stress of what we know of having to juggle the lies and fucking deal with the bullshit because numbers are down. Like, that's an insurance policy to me. Okay, we got that 500,000. I don't got to answer to Fox or USA or whoever because they're not hot. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what? If I was some USA executive, I would go around Vince and then kind of tell Matt Hardy, don't renew your contract, and have the TV network sign him and have do like a reality show like Ms. and Mrs., but
Yeah.
it's basically the broken universe.
Right.
And there you have it.
And even you could do the production of the broken universe. Somebody had sent me something about WWE USA and how the ratings were.
Oh, they dominated the ratings in 2019. That was a tweet by WWE.
They dominate. Is that telling? Is that very telling or no?
I don't know.
Why would that story be put out?
6.0. 6.0.
Why would that story be put out if it wasn't like, I don't know. Chelsea Green appears on WWE Main Event again this week. Prior to the Raw this week, Chelsea Green was back. WWE Main Event, making her third consecutive week she's been on the WWE roster. Green got a shot against Charlotte Flair several weeks ago on Raw and then competed on WWE's Main Event prior to the WWE flagship show yesterday. She taped the latest episode and was part of the action. She competed in singles against Natalya while WWE taped a match between Mojo Rawley and No Way Jose. It's unknown what the future holds for Chelsea Green in regards to what roster she will end up on. Most expect her to be part of WWE NXT at some stage, although it isn't guaranteed. She's hot. She's beautiful. She's Zach's girl. She's talented. I want to see her doing character. And dude, I get it that they're getting her used to being on the road, but whatever. Why? Who wants to see another women wrestling match, dude? I want character. And she's awesome at it.
Well, they could play their games as they do a lot of real couples, so maybe you'll get your character, but not quite the one you want.
Sure. But I think that's fine because I can do 1,000 characters. Hopefully she doesn't crack under the pressure and that she just looks in what is the rib that they put on Lana and Rusev. That could really get her over. Like that's if she could really make chicken salad out of it. New Day reveals who came up with the WrestleMania Bootios entrance. They came out of the life-size box of Bootios. The original idea we got was actually insane. We wanted to get a big van and have it look like a unicorn, but the back doors were taken off and they replaced it by butt cheeks that are on springs. So when the van is moving, the cheeks are shaking. So when we get out of the end of the ramp, the cheeks open up and we come out of the van on tricycles with all our unicorn stuff on. Obviously, this didn't happen, and Woods explained why and how it was Triple H who gave them the cereal idea. We explained it to Triple H, and he said, that's great, and we can look into that if you want, but you guys could come out of a big box of Bootios like it's toys. So game with the cool entrance. That was a cool entrance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Vince, it sounds like Vince came up with the butt cheeks backdoor van story.
Yeah, backdoor butt cheeks van is definitely Vince. And you're gonna kiss its ass on a tricycle. Xavier Woods reveals Vince McMahon's first reaction to the trombone. I said, in my brain, I was like, I don't know if I'm ever going to get a trombone on live TV again, so I'm going to keep it in for the match. Then during the match, I just randomly played it, and then during the commercial, the cameraman Stu came up and said, he who shall not be named is laughing his ass off. Keep playing that trombone. Then when we got to the back, I just remembered he was cackling, and he was like, you always have this trombone now, and that's when she got the name and it became, you always have this trombone now, quote unquote. And that's when she got the name and it became a thing. And now we create this inanimate object psychology. Biggie then went on to discuss what his personal favorite trombone moment is up to that point. He said, my favorite trombone moment will always be playing taps. We had no idea, but as we were loading up a double tag team finish, you hit taps. I had to do my best not to double over laughing as we were trying to get the pin, whoever we were in the ring with. So, a trombone gets you over, not wrestling. Rey Mysterio discusses whether or not he will pass the mask on to his son. We've already seen his face. So there's no real reason to pass it on, in my opinion. But He says, I'm hoping that my son can be ready by next year. He told Sports Geek, I hope that we can all get the chance to see him in 2020. I'm just as excited as the fans to see him step into the ring and have an official match. So let's hope that it's next year by the end of 2020. He continued, I will definitely love for him to carry on the Mysterio name, and it'll be up to him if he wants to wear the mask or not. I think he's very well identified by now. Dude. Is there a problem with these guys trying to get their kids over, and is there a pushback against it? I know one little story from NXT where there was somebody trying to get their kids signed, and there was like some eye roll and some bullshit. But like, is this going to start becoming a problem where they just keep Mysterio's kid down to fuck with Mysterio too?
It used to be the staple of WWE to have second and third generation superstars. That used to be like what Vince would love.
Right.
That kind of stuff. And it does have, I mean, built-in story to be able to do that. And you also, if the legend father, you know, has ever needed to come back and give a little rub, you can get a booking or two out of him. I think Dominic, man, I don't know if it's just me, but I wish he would get in the better shape. He has a very doughy look to him. Maybe he can work his ass off and he can do shit that like we couldn't imagine doing, but it's all about presentation.
Sure.
Ray's jacked, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you would hope that he's getting into shape.
They probably took Humberto Carrillo off the road so people forget about him, and then they'll just bring back Humberto Carrillo as Dominic Mysterio.
They look a lot alike.
They do look a lot alike. They do. Yeah, man, I don't know. We'll see which way it goes with Dominic. There could be some interesting, even before, there's so much value in him, just storyline character-wise from when he was a kid with the Eddie stuff and whatnot. There's opportunity to use him in NXT in an under storyline of being bullied, trying to pay his dues, you know, and he can't run to dad, and you see him and you see him pay those dues and eat shit and you be ingrained to him. I think that would be a cool thing to kind of do. He doesn't have to be good. You show him rotten, because you start low. Anything above that is going to be, in fact, I'd be like, dude, you got to be more rotten than you actually are right now. Be real shitty. Like real bad.
Squashed every week.
Yep.
But the thing too is, does he run the risk of becoming another David Flair?
Or does he get close to that of DiBiase and just says, nah, this ain't for me?
It's not the worst thing that DiBiase ever did. I mean, he had a good look and everything, but trying to pass the exact $1 million man gimmick on to the kid, it looked a little disingenuous and they kind of fell flat.
Yeah. He doesn't have the charisma, I don't think, to get it over either.
I'd bring him back he's a preacher for real. I'd bring him back as a preacher and turn him heel.
No, I'd bring him back as a preacher next week and beat him up. He'd be the next one.
Priest hunters.
Yeah, priest hunters. They beat up one clergy this week, next week there. Shane Taylor set to address his ROH future next week, January 11th. Taylor lost the ROH TV title back in Final Battle 13. There's speculation on his future ever since. He tweeted about the indie bookings for a month, which he has also cast some doubt over his ROH future. Yeah, that show I'm on, March 21st, they just announced that he's on it. So, I think writing's on the wall there. Was he on the Joey Mercury list of guys?
Yeah,
there it is, man.
That's what I mean. It's kind of strange how Shane came out with this thing. It was like a work shoot with his Shane Taylor Productions. I saw it on Instagram. Mm-hmm. And he seemed like he wasn't coming back, and then he was. I don't know if it's like he worked everything into a shoot, or a shoot turned into looking like a work. Or he's just saying, hey man, whatever happens, I'm going to get my stuff. I'm going to get ahead of this.
I've never worked a show with him, so I'm not really sure.
I worked plenty of shows with him in New Orleans for Wildcat. He's a good dude.
Is he?
Very talented. Yeah, I worked one match with him, easy too, for a guy that size. Really, really easy.
I got Tony Atlas, so I'm not getting beat up by him. Fuck that. Rhino reveals he signed a 2-year deal with Impact Wrestling. Wrestling veteran Rhino has as a recent guest on Talk Is Jericho, where he discussed working with Impact. He said they will also allow him to work the indie scene. Well, that's interesting. I might have to pitch that to Mike. I'm really excited about Impact. I've signed for 2 years. They allow me to do indies too, because it's important to find new talent. The cool thing about it is you can find talent. There's places for them to go. The worst thing is to find talent and them go someplace and they're not able to use that talent to better wrestling. Impact is a good area to hone their skills. That's what's exciting about wrestling. We have a lot of great things happening with wrestling right now. Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously a big Rhino fan since his inception. When he broke in ECW, it was badass and everything that happened. This week on Impact, it's Rhino at the end of my career. I don't give a fuck. Let's have some fun, where he's firing up like a baby face. Come on. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, yeah, I'm going to fucking kill him, Rhino, anymore, dude. It's me and Heath Slater got over eating Cheese Whiz and crackers, and we're that level baby face now, even though I still have all the ECW nostalgia. More baby face charisma than you've ever seen from Rhino this week. And it took me back, you know, like to back a little bit, because I was like, I just want to see him fucking kill people. But he's having fun making his money, so I was like, go get it, bro. You can see that he just don't care where it is now. He's just gonna try and help guys out.
Yeah, I mean, wrestling's supposed to be fun, so
yeah, he's having fun. Yeah. It's just weird after seeing him kill guys for years and years and years to be doing the house show main event. Come on, everybody. Corey Graves admits he's considered joining WWE's creative team. During the latest installment of After the Bell podcast, Graves admitted that he considered being part of the creative team. SmackDown commentator revealed that he's involved in meetings and discussions in the past, but his current schedule won't allow him to join the team full-time. Graves replied, I've considered it. I've toyed with it for about a month. A few years back on 205 Live brand, I was privy to a few conference calls and meetings. To be perfectly honest, that's just a lot of work. We have a very talented team of guys and girls who work exceptionally hard, tireless hours. And that's something I honestly don't have time for. Someday, maybe, if I can carve out time out of my schedule. Ultimately, at the end of the day, if I can't get what I want, then I don't think I'm going to be happy. I don't understand what that means, but Corey Graves, maybe they need a wrestling voice in that writer's room, another one, you know, or what have you.
Is he going to be one of those geniuses that are going to have some great ideas that don't ever get used?
Probably. I mean,
why would he want to do that and take himself off TV?
I think he wants it all.
To take himself off TV.
No, he wants it.
At least he has something, you know, with that.
Yeah, I mean, just to go to do what all day long, you know? He can't really be a heel and do a lot of presser stuff and just wait for the shows and get prepped. But, I mean, he has these scripts a year in advance, so he knows what's coming.
Well, if you wanted to get more heat with the boys, too, be a writer. That would be.
Right. Chris Jericho urges he'll do everything he can to make a bridge between AEW and New Japan. Cut a big promo, if you guys didn't know. He said, so now the forbidden door is closed, but I don't think it needs to be closed. Usually you hear me up this stage screaming and yelling and causing a scene, but I'm not going to do that tonight. I had the chance over the last 2 years to wrestle the four amazing talents that I wanted to wrestle in New Japan in 2017, Kenny Omega, Tetsuya Naito, Okada, and Tanahashi. All four of them are tremendous, and I'd love to wrestle them all again. Obviously, Kenny and I are in AEW, but there's no reason why we can't continue to work together in New Japan. Put aside all hurt feelings, the egos, the issues, the politics, and concentrate on great wrestling matches and big business. I haven't been doing this at the highest level for 29 years, as what some people are saying the greatest of all time, because I'm a stupid businessman. I can see the amount of money that we can make together in AEW and New Japan, both here in Japan and the United States, in Canada and England and in Australia, and all around the world. So, yeah, man, I mean, he's bucking hard for it, and I think it's smart. I don't know why, when the Bucks left and Omega left, why things went sour, whose side it was on, if it was money or if it was just them not wanting to partner. I don't know any of that, but here's Jericho saying what needs to be said to promoters whose egos may be in the way. And when it's about big money, big gates, and fucking really pushing your product, let's all be smart at the end of the day and lower our guard And if it takes him to do it, who the fuck's going to step up and say, Jericho, shut up. You're not the guy. He is the guy. So I think that was a pretty good move, big move.
Didn't Cody say something about how, like, of course, we let you work the main event. We let you work, him and Moxley work Wrestle Kingdom. He was in the group once again. I don't know if you saw it, but he pretty much just said, there's no problem. There's no problem at all.
But the Bucks came out before AEW launched and said they're not going to be working together.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
There we go.
Right. So
I wish I screenshotted it, or if I could find it. I can't find it.
And then I go back to Davey Boy, or not Davey Boy. What's his name? Davey Boy's son.
Oh, Harry.
Harry Smith shoot promo about when he left and the complications and the carniness of working the promoters there. He patched it up with them too, but it seems like those guys might have some issue in the office there that, I mean, I don't know about how New Japan runs their office, but seems like on the way out, or guys who are big money stars, there's been problems, and they don't leave doing good business. And I don't know if it's on the American guys, the Canadian guys, or what have you, or just the way carny offices are, where they want to short you on the way out if they can.
Wrestling, it's fun.
And our final story, Stevie, we made it. Man, I gotta get some water for this. Choking on blood.
blood money cock.
Yeah, CM Punk tweets and deletes. Shot at The Miz, suck a blood money covered D in Saudi Arabia. 8-time WWE Intercontinental Champion The Miz was a guest on this week's new episode of Fox Sports 1 Studio WWE Backstage. And while nothing earth-shattering occurred during this interview, a tweet sent out by occasional guest host CM Punk has the internet abuzz. As the show was going off the air, Miz continued to joke with members of the panel, including Paige and Booker T. And let's just start there. Why is Miz joking on the panel when it should be a sell that Bray Wyatt is after his family? And so we're doing jokey spots, including Paige and Booker T. This appearance had resulted in the best episode of Backstage so far. He added, "Sorry I didn't change the culture," referring to Punk's shocking debut on the show. It appeared to be a harmless jab, but apparently the Second City Saint didn't think so. Punk tweeted, "Go suck a blood money covered dick in Saudi Arabia, you fucking dork." He later deleted the post.
Let's get in.
But the "sorry I didn't change the culture" came from WWE on Fox, that clip, which is run by Ryan Satin. So here's your savior of Satin in the sheets. Here's your savior of Punk on the show. Now telling your talent who's in your main event storyline, movie storyline with Bray Wyatt, bitching him out, saying, "Go suck a blood money covered dick," taking a shot directly at your biggest fucking master, overlord of WWE, who's not gonna fucking bend to anybody's will, and you're doing bad PR, and the only reason you came back was to get a Wrestlemania and Saudi blood money covered dick payday at the end of the day as a worker. And so your wife could probably get it too. And you sell for it. And you sell for it on the account of the show that is paying you by retweeting it. Could this be any more, like, talk
Lack
to me.
Of self-awareness.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I mean, that's all it is. We talk about it, the famous saying, "You think you over, you ain't over." No, I mean, you do that kind of stuff. Say Fox turns around and fires them. It says, "No, you're done." I mean, you could always go to AEW, but you only have so many times. Or maybe that part of Cody we all hear about, he doesn't go.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't go. He just says no because for the millions of dollars you would pay him to not even like to wrestle, are you really going to get a return on that?
And they already got heat with him because they didn't want to bring him back because of the Dr. Aman and Cabana stuff, he ends around them anyway with Jacob Allman freaking out after ratings go to 49, or the viewings go to 49,000 with the debut of Satin. Everybody in this shit tornado is getting exactly what they deserve based on their own, morals and whatnot. Maybe not the Miz, what have you, but the Miz didn't even really do this. All he did was a little fucking jab on the show. The tweet from Satin is what set this whole fucking thing in motion, dude. It's the people who are on the show being paid by the show fucking over the show, thinking that they're getting over on Miz. And now a tweet, apologized, I repeat. And I can't even send Punk the link to my shirt because he blocked me on Twitter like 4 years ago.
Yeah. Now, if I were the person, if I were Jacob Holman in between selfies in the control room,
yeah,
I would rebook the Miz when Punk is there and have them talk about it right there on the show. What's up with your fucking tweet and why are you being a pussy and deleting it?
Yeah.
Blood money dick. I didn't even fucking go to Saudi Arabia, asshole. Right?
Right. What is that? What is it? What does that seem like to you? Why would Punk tweet that? What if it wasn't Punk and somebody tweeted that? What would you say if it was another WWE guy? That guy is
bitter.
Maybe, but I would say drunk or on drugs. Fucking been not being self-aware. Like that seems like some drunk tweeting shit. But we're talking about CM Punk, Mr. fucking straight edge, right?
No, I still don't think it's, dude, these people are in car rides or at the arena and still tweeting stupid shit.
How could you be WWE champ, one of the biggest draw merch sellers of all time, and fucking Twitter thumbs that out, not knowing that it's Satin on your fucking show, thinking it's going to have any type of good effect? Like, what, before you hit send, like, got him. This is going to work perfectly. How, like, even a layman fucking moron would maybe know enough not to do that. How could you be CM Punk at the top of the game and go, this is the fuck, and not be drunk or high and fucking do that? And that your ego is that fragile that you had to fucking sell for it and do it that hard, know it's going to fuck up your money.
The dig at him is because of the culture reference?
Because he must hate it's exposing how fragile he is. He must hate Miz so much from OVW days when he was on the indies, and then Miz gets fucking put on the road and gets over as not a good wrestler. He's about Baron Corbin's level, right? Fucking Punk comes to OVW. Miz is back and forth maybe a little bit. Who knows what happened between them? I don't, because it was probably 2 years before my time or a year before my time there. Punk gets over as fucking indie darling sweetheart. The game's changed. Miz is a guy who was a TV star, so Punk resents him for some reason for that. And that shit never healed. That's how fucking petty and small Punk is. That's when Punk is looking in Tony Atlas's face during that go home and goes, don't you know, like, ECW's my show? And the air gets sucked out of the room, dude. I'm like, holy fuck, the ego, the fucking brass balls on this fucking guy. And he doesn't have any perception of what it is, man. Like, this is more of that, dude, to me.
Wrestling's fun. Now he's made more money than Miz, I would assume, right? At this point?
I don't think so.
Well, because Miz has been consistently booked for 12 years, 13 years.
Yeah, and fucking Punk just got fucking railed for $2 million on probably all this, lawsuit shit. Why is he back? He's not back for the fun and love of it. He needs Saudi money. He needs a WrestleMania payday.
True. You're right. And Miz has the show, so maybe he's making a little extra on top of that. It's hard to say, man. I mean, all we want to do, this is what I'm going to say, give them a little perspective. I know Miz probably has better perspective than Punk right now. But if you guys are listening, which, probably aren't, all Ben and I want to do, we have small dreams. All we want to do is make enough money to sit here every week, and then on the weekends or every day of the week be in a place where we're in the mountains. You can hunt. I can do lumberjack workouts and put them up on the site, and just live a simple life of being people that could talk about wrestling without ever bumping again. That's the American dream.
Yeah, I just want to write creatively.
No pun intended.
Move on to produce other things, but we're in this wrestling thing for the love of it, but it's the ridiculousness of this type of stuff. So please feel free to send them the tweet, apologize, dive, repeat shirt if you want to. I can't. I think it's at Coach. I'm not sure. Whatever his Twitter is or whatever name good old Phil's using these days.
Is that Blood Money Cock taken?
At Blood Money Covered Dick is where you can find us and send all of your questions through Proton Mail, and maybe we'll get to them, maybe we won't. That was a tough mailbag today. I'm not gonna lie, nothing too super heavy, but just more of the fucking bullshit and stuff that's not really gonna matter as we stack up and the world is crazy and crazier, looking for some escapism, man. We appreciate everybody here at hackerhamin.podbean.com, hackerhamin on your iTunes, giving us those 5-star Meltzer Seltzer ratings. I gotten a lot of good feedback even on my YouTube with the uploads, with people leaving comments on Podbean saying, so glad I found this. And that's because of Russian vids helping us out, because of Russo brand members spreading the word this way, and people saying Friday Locker Room's my favorite wrestling show. This one might have been a little bit more low-key than others, but that's kind of nice not having
wow, you're losing it.
Sorry, man. Yeah, seeing right. Whose porn tape is coming out and having all that kind of stuff. No Lars Sullivan update this week. Interesting. We didn't really cover the Rory Gulak stuff with people saying he needs to get a lawyer. There's sex workers doing snap or screenshots of conversations you'd have with a sex worker if you're sexual deviant yourself and you're out on the hunt thirsty and your voice is given out. But then they compare stories, 2 or 3 different girls, about pregnancy fetishes and things like that. So I'm not going to get into any of that shit of hearsay or whatnot. You guys can find that in the chans and the Reddit trolls and all that kind of shit going on Twitter. So it'll be interesting to see that way. Drew Gulak was on SmackDown. That story didn't really start breaking before Saturday, but that's also could be WWE's twisted way of being like, get him out there. I don't know why they want to do that kind of stuff, but they do that sometimes. So that's another thing. And then there's another name that's kind of dropping who's way lesser known, who I've known for a while and from OVW era, but not going to get into that yet until if that becomes a part of the story. I don't really like to cover these screenshot millennial Twitter slide in the DMs expose where everyone's a fucking idiot from the start, kind of. Stevie and I are married guys. We're not out here. We live our life on Twitch, and this time we don't have time to be fucking around DMing 19-year-olds and 18-year-olds. When are you legal so I can try and come smash when I'm in your town? Like, our sexual drive's far below that, I think. this point in our career.
Testosterone finally wins.
Yeah. We're more about all about the money. Yeah. And, we appreciate all the ProWrestlingTees.com/Ben Hamin/Stevie Richards sales from the new year that you guys laid out there. All the StevieRichardsFitness.com joiners. Let's do this, man. Let's push each other. Stevie's resending out the PDFs. If you bought it before, hit them up, get reinvigorated. It's pretty damn nice day outside, actually. I might even try and get the dogs of war out for a walk, and we'll do a perimeter scan and make sure everything is on the up and up. Stevie, what do you got going on, man?
Yeah, I was going to do the same thing with my cats. I was going to take them out for a walk, and
nice.
They let everybody know that they're very. I can tell when someone's knocking on the door wanting to come in because they hide. It's every man for himself at that point. So, StevieRichardsFitness.com. Choose your program, choose your video. We did have somebody who actually messaged me early this morning during my workout that needed to resend, and it was from, I believe, last Friday's Locker Room. So
cool. They
enjoy the show. Other than that, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Just search Stevie Richards. Today, I will probably put up the late afternoon. Oh, who's calling?
Nice.
I don't know you, Alabama. Spam call. Yeah. It's good to have a new number because if someone's calling, you know that you don't know them. So anyway, At the same time, go to the YouTube channel this afternoon. I think I will put up the late afternoon moon. I've caught the moon at night, but I never seen it during the daytime. And it looks, I didn't get any transparency like it's been in some of the videos I saw, but it's pretty interesting today. Cool. If it's out again, I'll shoot another one. But the main thing in January is going to be a lot of fitness product reviews. I might do them tiered, like fitness products, best fitness products under $100, under $250, under $500, money is no object type things, that kind of stuff. I think I want to do throughout the month of January and beyond, because the fitness product reviews seem to be very, very popular. So, and also speaking of which, if you go to forceusa.com or Diamondback Fitness, Force USA is the strength equipment. Mm-hmm. Diamondback Fitness is the spin bike I have, other like treadmills and ellipticals, stuff like that. Code for both sites is Stevie 5. If you're going to buy home gym equipment, most of these things come with lifetime structural warranties. Trust me, I've used them. and of course, the affiliate code saves you money, and it comes back and enables me to create more content.
That's great, man. Unfortunately, being here in the missile silo, the ceilings are only 8'6", so it's hard for me to do overhead press, so I have to go to the gym. But I want to have a home gym so bad. I know that Force USA stuff, their whole new line is awesome. I was watching your video on that. So, guys, if you're not going,
the folding my rack's incredible. I want to get that in here.
Yep. If you're not going to Planet Shitless to deal with the cottage cheese ass grandmas and you're doing it at home, Stevie Richards Fitness is the best way to go. And if you're going for the big gym, then he's got the hook up there too. You guys, as a influencer kicking ass over there, I couldn't be more proud of my guys. So, y'all, I think I'm gonna go hit the gym myself here. Keep it going before we go to the Bahamas, trying to get in shape. You want the big rib? Here's the inside, stooge. You never know what might go on. I leave the 18th through the 24th to head down to Nassau. All inclusive. And I was talking to Ryan Barkin yesterday from Pro Wrestling Tees, some other side deals we're trying to get going here. And he goes, "Oh, you're going on the Cruise of Jericho?" "I'm going on it. We'll hang out." I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "No, it's next week." And they dock in the Bahamas 3 days after I get there. So you never know. We might be doing some Black Ops Bahamas style infidels. The coconut rum bomb might hit here on the Cruise of Jericho. Hacker Hamin piracy takes over the ship, and I might just sail it all the way back to New York Harbor. Forget about Miami. You never know, Stevie. We could have the Conspiracy Horseman cruise. I'll just take it over. Piracy here on the high seas at hackerhamin.podbean.com. Y'all.